drawing. Okay. This is for the yellow flower. It's a little bit too big, but it's okay. We're gonna go over and draw it up. So next flower gonna be orange, kind of orange and red. I'm mixing orange and red. And I see that my paper is already almost. So on the brush I have the paint, but I'll dip in the water and add this.
So you mixed orange and red?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So see how this is bleeding? It's perfectly fine. That's what we need. We need all the colors to mix together. I'm gonna wet again here because it's dry already. And we're gonna use the purple and red. So try not to make the purple too dark. We're still on the first layer. We need lighter colors. And this is a little bit behind the yellow. And here, so we're kind of going around and drawing.
Oops.
Now, if you have too much, some of the colors, if they spread too much, like here, my orange is a little bit too big, I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Then I'm gonna use my tissue and take this off, so it's lighter.
So did you put, I missed the last thing, did you put some orange behind the purple up on the left corner?
I didn't put it, but they kind of bleed and spread together.
Okay.
You just water it if it's dry and do the purple. So on top we have the purple flowers, and again this is probably already dry. I'm gonna and I'm going a little bit over the other colors with the water.
Using just water now?
Sorry?
Is that just water for now?
Over here it's just water now.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. So I wet it here. I'm gonna do one purple. They're smaller.
Is this the same purple?
It's on that one I add a little bit of orange and pinkish because they kind of click together. This is more of a clean purple.
Okay. So if I did my first flower more of a clean purple, should I
No,
make...
no.
No?
It's not important.
Oh, okay.
Like the colors are, you can change them. It's gonna work with any color.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna start to work on the roses a little bit. So my yellow got a little bit dry. Now I'm gonna wet, but I'm not gonna wet with a brush full with water. I'm gonna squeeze and lightly I'm gonna wet, but I'm gonna wet on the direction of the rose and how the petals go.
Just plain water?
Plain water, yes.
Okay.
And when I'm watering, I'm leaving a little bit of dry space. I don't know if you can see that. So I go like that, but I leave some dry spots.
Hmm.
Now I'm taking darker yellow. So if your yellow is not dark enough, add a little bit of orange. And again, I'm starting to do those lines that the roses have. So they are not, you're not going with one line all the way. You are cutting them. And on the spots that is wet, they are spreading and bleeding. The spots that are dry, they stay more kind of a clean one. Now I'm going to make a little bit more orangey, and I'm going to continue a little bit that direction. So I'm using the tip of a brush and a little bit sometimes on the side. Straight brush, a little bit on the side, and going around. And now I'm gonna add red to the orange, and gonna add on the dark side where the orange is a little bit darker. And also the middle is darker. Again, if you see too many dry lines and they're hard, like maybe here, you can go with a clean brush and water, just over.
I'm having the opposite problem. My yellow was still wet, so I'm waiting for it to not be all wet.
Oh, okay. When you have already color, it's good to wait, not to use the tissue. So yes, if it was only water, it's okay with the tissue. But if you have the yellow and put the tissue on top, you're gonna take all the yellow off.
Yes,
So,
I'm just waiting.
yeah. So wait a little bit. You can move to the other one.
Okay.
So basically all the roses are done the same way.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, the difference is that this rose, the orange one, is more open. So we're gonna use the brush a little bit more flat. Now I'm mixing pink and red. And it's wet. Oh no, it's not wet anymore. Okay, so I have to wet first a little bit.
So wetting all over.
If it's dry, mine dried up. Yeah. And very gentle, don't press too hard with the brush, very gentle. And
you
no.
mixed pink and orange?
Yeah, red, pink, orange, it's kind of a, and I'm gonna start from the side. So now I'm gonna use more of a flat brush, not straight like flat, and I'm gonna do those round petals around. Mixing a little bit more yellowish, orangey, so it's up to you what color you like. Could be strong, it could be soft. I'm gonna go darker inside. So I'm gonna add a bit of my red. I'm going and add a little bit dark. So usually it's about 3 layers for a flower. The yellow is starting to get dry, but not completely. So I will go to my yellow and add a bit dark on over the orange. A little bit. Give a little bit more kind of feeling about three-dimensional. And then I'm going to add the center. You can use your green in the center. So this one is too wet, so I'm gonna wait a little bit more and not work on that. I'm gonna go to the purple one. Again, it's going to dry. So this one is open, but a little bit on the side. So the center will be moved a little bit up. So in that area, we're gonna have the dark. But we're gonna do the dark at the end. I'm just telling you what to expect. So I'm gonna mix purple and pink, more on the purple side. I'm gonna start mixing. You can hold the brush like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of orange and mix it. A little bit of color. There's another technique now that we can use. We can use the tissue, clean the brush, take the water with the tissue, and we're gonna add a little bit of bright light here. So those are gonna be our light leaves. So each time I'm cleaning the brush in the water and drying it.
Did you wet that purple flower before you started painting it?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Okay.
I'm adding white. adding dark next to the yellow. I'm gonna make it lighter now and more pinkish. I'm gonna the center, so set the center. And with the green and purple, I'm gonna go also on the yellow flower and do some dots. Dots. I think I can do more. Let's try more. And I am adding a little bit dark inside the orange. Because it's wet, it's spreading, it's what I need. Now, I would like this rose to be a little bit lighter on the right side, and it's not enough what I have. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a brush with clean water and add some water on the spots that I want to be lighter. And then with the dry tissue, I'm gonna take this water. So it takes also the paint. I'm having lighter out now.
What is the dark color that you put in the centers of them, like on the yellow?
Oh, here. On the yellow,
Yeah,
it's mixed because there is already orange under, it's mixed of purple and green, and it gets kind of brownish when they mix together.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Mhm. So I'm mixing purple and green again. I'm gonna add dots. Thickness. So before it's completely dry, I'll go back here to wet. I want to do a little bit more defined petals going around, like the yellow rose. We have more contrast here. We don't have enough contrast. So on that rose, I kind of lost a little bit of light here, so I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna add a bit of water and take it off. Okay. I'm gonna go back Again, wetting with not too much water this time. Another layer of purple. So this flower is from the back, so I'm not gonna try to paint any petals. The other one, I'm gonna try to paint some petals. Maybe gray and mix with the others, but you can see it's from then mixing a little bit green to the purple, so we get darker here. And I'm gonna go back in a little bit here with darker color. Now I'm going back to the purple. Yes. Question?
Yes, not.
Yeah. So this flower we need a little bit more definition. So it's dry enough, and I'm gonna add a bit it's still a little bit wet, which I need. I don't want to be completely dry. Here. Okay. I wait a little bit more for that. Now we can do the flowers on the bottom. Again, we're gonna wet and wait a little bit. So to make it a little bit faster, I'll go a little bit with the tissue. And I'm gonna use white or pink. I can use pink with a little bit more water. And I'm gonna do, I'm kind of trying to draw. This is first layer, not the,
What kind of flower is that?
it was bougainvillea,
Okay.
but I'm not trying to make it exact.
Okay.
Don't
Thank
worry
you.
about that.
Okay.
I'll let it dry a little bit and take my thinner brush and work on the purple flowers a little bit. Mixing the purple with a little bit of green to make it dark. And working on the center. still wet, it's still spreading too much.
Now, can you tell me what you did again on the two little purple flowers at the top?
Those-
The one that you didn't do the petals, the one that you said you
Oh.
weren't petals, what did you do?
Those or those, the top,
The lower one of
the
those two.
lower. Okay, so I wet.
No, I'm
Wait.
sorry. That's like you have two little circles at the top. Not the one that you drew all the petals on, but the other one of those two circles. What did you do?
I'm still not sure which one you're asking.
So there's at the very top of the page, there's the purple, little purple one with petals, and then just below that is another purple, that one, yeah.
Okay, so did you wet this already or no?
Yeah, I mean, I already did the first layer of the
Okay, so
oh.
the second layer is the same. You're going around with the brush like that and filling the space. Then you're taking the brush with the purple, and for this one, you're kind of trying to draw the petals.
But the first circle, you just wet it again with color. You didn't
Yes,
do any
yes,
strokes.
because this is the back of the flower and we don't see much.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm gonna add more. And I'm gonna go down to those pink ones. Pink or red, it's so I'm taking my brush with not too much water on that. So if it has water, when you're taking the paint, you can kind of squeeze and leave the water in. And I'm gonna do kind of that. Then another petal coming here. Then gonna change a bit the color, more dark and more reddish. I'm gonna do another flower. So I'm holding the brush really flat and going around. Just to give a different feel of the different kind of flowers. And I'm gonna add a bit of green here at the bottom. I added just a little bit of black, but you don't have to. Actually, it's not a very good idea because now it looks a little bit different than the other ones. But maybe when it dries. Okay. Oh, I'm still wet. I think I'm gonna move to the leaves and the stems. I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna wet, not everywhere. I'm gonna wet here, down, a bit, and where those leaves are. And take the tissue, take the tissue. So I don't know if you see on the painting there, those bottom leaves are a little bit like, the color is a little bit bleeding, and on top there is a stronger color. So that's why I wet a little bit here. And green now, not too dark. And I'm going from here to the inside, going down. So see, it's spreading a bit. And the other one, adding a bit of water to make one light here, and one's coming up. So this is with the thin brush. I'm switching to the thicker one. And here's the wet, taking my pen and doing the leaves. So you are holding the brush approximately 45 degrees and going, no, it's not that, darker, like that. So it's spreading around. You can add a bit darker color, like that. And two more leaves. And one down here. So here already dry. So I'm going to go up like here. Now I'm going to take the small brush I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my green to make it a little bit darker. But if you don't have it ready, it's okay. You can add a little bit of purple. That's fine. And I'm going to start drawing a few leaves. I'm going to add one here. Now the paper is dry, so the leaves are going to stay behind. I'm not going to spread. I'm going to add two leaves here. Very free, don't try to draw them much. Then we have the stem of the one flower coming, and the other one is coming from the center of the flower behind, and this is the back of the flower. Then I'm gonna add two leaves here. A few bigger ones. Here. add one center here. And then going over the other center a little bit later. So we're not going thick, the same thickness as the under layer, going thinner on top. And very darker. So I'm going to add one here. And the big brush. Second layer on those leaves. More fine this time. And you can add a little extra, just brush. Just I'm going back to the purple flower. I'm gonna try to make center a little bit darker. And do a little bit more. Now the centers are dry. I'm gonna do another layer. Final touch and the thickness. More reddish. And now with the thin brush, again I'm gonna do a bit finishing line. Try not to add too much dry details. And I'm gonna add a little bit on the purple one. Again, I'm holding the brush almost like
Mhm. No, no.
oh, Michelle, we have another thing.